All right, so we're talking about the cerebellum today. Just to orient you, we have the gray matter, the cortex, and the white matter. And then you can see the vermis to the right. So we move there to the lateral side. And we're going to start with the mossy fibers. And these fibers are going to originate in the spinal cord and the brainstem. And they're going to come up through the white matter into the cortex and synapse with the granular cell. The granular cell is then going to have an action potential that runs along up the axon, across its parallel fiber, and synapses with the Purkinje cell. So we have a number of types of mossy fibers.
So the mossy fibers coming from the spinal cord include the anterior spinocerebellar, the posterior spinocerebellar, the cuneo-cerebellar, the rostrocerebellar, and that's it. The mossy fibers coming from the brainstem include the pontocerebellar, the raphicerebellar, the reticulocerebellar, the hypothalamocerebellar, and the ceruleocerebellar.
And the only climbing fiber is the olivocerebellar pathway, which is excitatory and very powerful. It starts in the inferior olivary nucleus in the pons and also produces a strong excitatory effect on the Purkinje cell, which produces the same effect as the mossy pathways.
So once the Purkinje cell is excited, it's going to send an action potential down its axon that terminates on the deep cerebellar nuclei. So those deep cerebellar nuclei are the dentate, emboliform, and globose, as well as the vestigial. So the action is going to be the release of GABA, which is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, and that's going to have an inhibitory effect on those deep cerebellar nuclei. So as well as the cortico-nuclear fibers that are coming down, there are nuclear corticofibers going up. So when those deep cerebellar nuclei are inhibited, this is going to have an effect on their pathway, which the dentate, emboliform, and globose have a pathway that goes through the superior cerebellar peduncle up to the thalamus, the red nucleus, pontine nuclei, olivary nuclei, and the reticular formation. And the vestigial has a pathway that again goes through the superior cerebellar peduncle to the vestibular nucleus.